Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. Michael Beck, who was 29 years old, had been working for the company for almost 7 years. He was skinny and just 5 feet 9 inches tall, so he couldn't use the same intimidating tactics that other power brokers in the firm used to get ahead. Michael, on the other hand, used his charm, his ability to negotiate, and good old-fashioned work habits to move slowly but steadily up the ladder. Michael was happy about 2 things today. It was his first day as Vice President of Special Services, his new job. Michael was new to this division, but he wasn't about to complain about being Vice President. Second, there was his new secretary, Stacy Wellman, who did her job well but wasn't very attractive. She wasn't new to this job, but she already had plans for bigger and better things. Even though it was a man's world, she wasn't going to let that stop her from reaching her career goals. She was thinking about her next step up the corporate ladder, her new boss, and how to get there when Michael walked by on his way to his new office. She gave him a smile and poured him a cup of coffee. Her plan would work out. "Good morning, Mr. Beck, and congratulations on your promotion. I'm sure you'll love working in special services. Is that right, Stacy?" "Right, Mr. Beck," she says, handing him a cup of hot coffee. "Thank you so much, Stacy, but you can call me Mike. My dad's last name is Beck." Stacy tried to make friends by giving her best laugh. Michael seemed to enjoy being noticed. "Okay, Michael," Stacy said with a smile while pointing to his coffee cup on the desk. "Drink up. There's a lot more where that came from." Michael's face lit up with happiness as he took his first sip. "This tastes great. I've never had better coffee." "What's that?" "Oh, it's just a small mix I made for us. I've named it Harvest Blend." Stacy winked at him. This time, it worked as planned. Michael's rigid sense of self-consciousness started to fade, so he could take in Stacy in all her glory. She sat in his guest chair and paid close attention. A short, peach-colored skirt that went all the way up to her nylons and showed off legs that Michael could only dream of. Stacy was beautiful. "It's all right, Michael. Go ahead and look. All the guys give me those looks." He turned red and turned away because he was embarrassed by the situation. "I'm sorry, Stacy. I'm not like that at all." When he looked at her, he said, "It won't happen again. Don't worry about me, please." She smiled. As he drank the last of his coffee, he slurped hard. "Could I have another cup?" Stacy offered to help. "Thanks, that sounds great. I'll be back in a minute." While she was gone, Michael thought he should get a handle on things, so he got out the departmental manual and started to learn about his new job. He saw a nail file on his desk and began to shape his nails without thinking. He said, "These really need some work." When Stacy came back and put Michael's new cup of coffee on the table, she smiled. "Those nails are really coming together." Michael was a little embarrassed by the comment, but he kept filing away at his nails, which were starting to look more like ovals. She told him, "I mean, if you want to get to the top, you have to look the part." "Try out this nail polish," he said nervously. "But I've never used nail polish before." The small bottle was given to him by Stacy, a pretty pink color. "Don't be silly. A lot of guys around here use nail polish. You don't want ugly cracks in your nails, do you?" Michael took the bottle and slowly started to spread the polish over his nails with a brush. "I think you might be right." He smiled as he held out his hands to look at his work. "It really does look a lot better." He smiled at how his hands looked with the bright pink polish on them. "Stacy told you that you were going to be a great addition to special services." After saying that, she stood up and took Michael's coffee cup to get another refill. Michael's mind went back to work for a moment as he opened the new Special Services manual again. He was eager to learn everything there was to know about the department he was now in charge of. "Here you go." Michael's coffee cup was given to him by Stacy. He thanked her by lifting the cup as he kept reading the manual. He said with growing discomfort, "This book is huge." "I know. The last vice president just asked me to explain it to him. Stacy said that it would save a lot of time on the job reading and wasting time." Michael began to move around. He looked a little uneasy as he started to pull and tug the collar of his shirt. "That's a good plan. I'm having a hard time getting going this morning," he said with a smile that showed more and more pain. "Michael, it looks like that shirt collar is driving you crazy." By this time, he had taken off his suit coat and was scratching all over. Michael's only comment as he kept looking for relief was, "I'm itching like crazy." New shirts can help with that. Most likely, it was just a little bit of an allergy to the fabric. Michael was itching his arms, chest, and neck so much that he was getting more and more desperate for relief. "I have an idea. Let me get you a shirt from the locker for executives. Our last vice president left a lot of things around. I think you're both about the same size, too." In just a few minutes, Stacy came back with a new shirt and more coffee. "Here's another cup of coffee to calm your nerves and a white shirt to stop you from scratching yourself so much." Michael took the coffee and started to drink it, which was a good thing. It was better than anything else he had ever had. Then he looked at the shirt Stacy had brought from the other side of the desk. He tried to reach out and touch it. It was so soft and smooth, so light and thin. He thought it was strange that this shirt didn't have a collar. "Michael, of course it doesn't. It's not supposed to go with your jacket." Michael's confused look started to change. "I think you might be right. In special services, we're very laid back. You'll see. Why don't you go change your clothes so you can stop scratching and get to work?" Michael nodded, still a little confused, and went to change in the bathroom. He came back with a face that looked very confused. "Stacy, there's something wrong here. How puffy are these sleeves? And the buttons go the wrong way." Michael stepped forward and tried to figure out what was going on. "Look at this piece of fabric. It is so thin that you can almost see through it." Stacy moved toward him and looked at the soft, silky fabric. "Don't act stupid. You don't look like you're itching, so the fabric must be the cause. I guess you might be right." Michael then sat down at his desk and tried to get the Special Services manual to open again. "It does feel pretty good. But do you think it really looks good on me?" "Michael, calm down. The style of these shirts is clear. You have a beautiful look." Michael took another sip of the delicious coffee and enjoyed the taste. Then he went back to his happy, if not quite focused, look. "Thank you, Stacy, for being such a good friend." She said, "Anytime, boss. So let's go back to this book." He laughed. "I can't seem to get my thoughts straight this morning." Stacy smiled greedily because she was happy. "Yes, Michael, we certainly can. But first, I need to finish a report on a conference and send it down the hall. Noon deadline. That is, if it's okay with you." Michael had walked across the room to a mirror on the wall and was staring at himself, lost in thought. "Michael, why don't you just settle into your new office? Before lunch, I'll be back. Oh, and have some coffee on me. There's a new pot on the stove." "Thank you, Stacy. I could use some more." Michael was standing in front of the mirror and quickly combing his hair back when Stacy came back. "I'm back, boss, and it looks like you're still getting used to your new place." She got closer to check it out. Michael looked at her with a look that was close to fear. "Stacy, something is wrong. First it was my nails, then my whole body itched, and now it's my hair. Michael, what about your hair?" She gently took the comb out of his hand and started combing out his hair, which was now much longer. She reassured him, "I wish I had hair this beautiful," as she continued to comb out his new auburn waves that reached down to his shoulders. "This is exactly what I mean," Michael said in a desperate tone. "Never before has my hair been this long. How come only this morning?" Stacy stepped in right away. "This morning you started a new and very important job for the first time. It makes sense that you feel the way you do. So much hassle. Nothing is the same." She led Michael gently to a nearby chair and sat him in front of the mirror. With each stroke of the brush, she tried to take away Michael's feelings of insecurity. "Most likely, you didn't even notice that your hair has been getting longer. Michael, you can trust me that everything will be okay." Stacy gave him his cup of coffee, and as he drank it, he watched Stacy brush out his beautiful, long auburn curls. She finished by spraying hairspray. So there. Everything should remain where it is. Stacy helped him feel better by kneeling down to his eye level. "You must feel better now, right?" Michael took a slow look in the mirror and was shocked by how feminine his new hairstyle made him look. His hair softly framed his face, making him look more like a woman. He didn't even notice, but his feelings were slowly changing. There's something about the new cut, the new nail polish, the new shirt. He got a new job. Everything felt so good. No, he thought with shame. It felt great. Thanks for watching. Check out Patreon if you want to have early access to the other parts. If not, it will be online in a couple of days.